Eric, so first off, can you just talk about how, the gamble of actually following a character who's pretty with all of his criminal actions?
Yeah. Well, that's a great question. First and foremost, when I auditioned for the part, I was reading the script. My agent sent me the script, and I read it, and I was just like, "Oh my God, it's so violent. This film will never be made." And the more and more I research a guy, the more and more I've been able to tackle uh, trying to find a human side, some emotions. And I realized that Donald when he was a kid, and in the first version of the scenario, we had some scenes when he was a kid, and he had been beat up by his father, abandoned by his father, and so I kind of went into that direction to realize that he always trying to find some sort of been approved by the father figure, So that's why he became so good as a hitman because his boss, played by Benoit, who's Claude Dubois, was like the new father figure for him. And when they tried to kill him, he became an informer. And then the new father figure was McGinnis, the police officer. So he became one of the best informer in the world because he was always able to find a new family. So this is how I've been able to tackle a human side of him. And yeah, I spoke with a lot of police officer and psychologists, and they all told me that these guys, even if they look cool and relaxed, they're always kind of self-medicating themselves with alcohol and coke and cigarettes and all that stuff because they're always in fear and nervous. But I didn't want to play it like a nerve wrack. So I was trying to find some things. So because they're always afraid to be killed, to make a mistake. So it's a really dangerous job. But I didn't want to be nervous. So I was with Raymond, the director, we were just like, he always has to self-medicate himself in order to be able to be cool, to do the job.
Yeah, I'm not going to give away what happens, but there's a sequence where you're doing a lot of running through stairs and it seems there's a shoot.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
What
But
was
this is
that?
true.
What was that like? Did you get hurt? Did you have to really prepare for
Oh
that
man, yeah,
scene?
no, but yeah, yeah, yeah. But this day was like crazy because I had like heels that high, because we're in the 70s. So I was running with heels. At the end of the day, I was taping my ankles in order to be able to run. And but as an actor, it was just fun. I couldn't believe that I had to do all these scenes. And when you're doing it, you realize how crazy his life was. But this is a real big turning point in his life. But yeah, I spoke with people who were at that in that wedding ceremony. They were in the room and they were just like, yeah, it became nasty. So this is where, and I think this is where Donald is really afraid. This is the place where he goes like, okay, I got to change something in my life, otherwise I'm gonna die.
How much research did you do for the role? I mean, Donal, was there ever a way for, as far as just learning really deep into his life and meeting, or what was that kind of all of that stuff to prepare once the shooting
Yeah,
started?
I've not been able to meet with Donal. I don't know if I would have, even if I had the chance, because at some point you have to play the script. But I've spoke with police officers who know him, a couple of people who've been around him, and they all told me that he was really, really smart. During the court and when he was an informant. I mean, he was his own lawyer. He studied law when he was in jail. So yeah, I just met with people who were in that world. When you're an actor, sometimes it opens up some doors that you wouldn't be able to open otherwise. So yeah, I met with them, but I really try to build a character from inside, from an emotional point of view, so the public could have a connection with him.
Yeah. How did you play Donal in just in general terms? Because he's one of the most cool and seemingly calm and collected characters I've ever seen in cinema. How hard was that for you to do that and be really contained while everything is crazy is going around you?
But it's like when something really, really bad in your life happens, you become really focused, or something really happy. I mean, let's say when my wife, when we had our daughter, you know, your wife is in pain, but you're really focused and you're with her and you're just you keep your composure. But this is the thing. With Raymond, the director, we're just like, the more we're going to be able to keep the composure, the more we're going to stretch the tension. Because at some point we're going to go, he's going to break, he's going to break. That was the big gamble with it, just trying to keep that composure and keep that tension. But that I couldn't say that it's just me. It's also a lot Raymond, the director, who's been able to create that tension with the camera, tension with the editing. But I think he's never cool. He's always under influence, and he's always trying to calculate the next shot. You know?
Hmm. Yeah. What was your initial reaction the first time you saw the final cut? Because I'm sure everyone is human. You get nervous, I'm sure, when you see a
Yeah.
final cut of something, and to see it come out on this level, were you surprised at how just well executed the
Oh yeah,
story?
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I was. Yeah, Raymond sent me the movie like a week before Christmas. I was just like, this is a beautiful Christmas gift, man. No, but I was so happy because we also did it during COVID, and for me, it's almost a miracle. But all the elements of the character that we wanted to show were in the movie. So I was really, really, I was just proud, you know. And it's not a movie that is I mean, it's a small budget. I think we had 5 or 6 millions. That's it. So it's not, we're not showing off. It's not flashy. It's just character driven and story driven. And I think it's the best. I was really proud of being part of that project, actually. I'm still really proud that we can show the movie to you guys.
Yeah, it's a really great film. On your IMDb, it also says that you're a writer, and
Hmm.
wondering, were you a writer early as a kid? Was that a big passion of yours, or did writing come from your years of experience as an actor? Where did that passion
Oh,
surface?
I've always wrote a little bit here and there, but when I finished National Theatre School, I started to act a lot in theater and movies and TV series. And when I turned 35, I wanted to start to write again and being more hands-on on some artistic process. So I wrote a TV series. So right now I'm writing my third season of a TV series that we're doing here. And I wrote another one 3 years ago. So yeah, right now I'm writing a lot, producing and acting in some projects of mine. But I'm also an actor. I'm also doing other projects. But for the last couple of years, I've been writing a lot, and yeah. But I mean, it's part of it. When I mean, when you're an actor and you're acting a lot, you know, you have to. I don't know. It's different for every actors, but for me, every scene has to be different. You have to move forward in every scene. And this is what we did with Donald. He's never at the same place. You know what I mean? When you break down script, you kind of learn how to move your characters. So I don't know. It's like mathematics at some points, I guess. I don't
Yeah,
know if it's good.
with your busy acting career, you're also a family man and you're also a writer. Is there
Mhm.
a time in the day on a daily basis or every other day where you can find you block off for your writing, or does it really depend on your daily schedule? Do you have a sweet spot time during the day when you can actually
Oh
spend
yeah,
the time to write?
really early in the morning. But I write every day, actually. Yeah. When you're a writer, it's well, it depends on the deadline because you know, Aaron Sorkin is just like I'm not writing for 3 months and then I start to write. There's some ideas that you keep in your mind and you just think about it over and over again, and at some point it comes out. But still, you always have deadlines and notes from the network or the producers and all that stuff. So you're kind of always working on it. But no, yeah, I'm trying to write pretty much every day. Yeah.
It's amazing. A final couple questions is, how did you get into cinema and acting as a child? Were you a huge movie fan, or did you see something on stage, or was acting and performing just always in your blood from an early age?
Yeah, always been in my blood from early age, but I'm not from an artistic family. I was just like always loved movies, and then I did some improv when I was younger. And but when I turned 19, I auditioned for National Theatre School, and I got in for first time. So I did National Theatre School, and in second year of it's a 4 years program. in the second years, I never finished my second years because I've been cast in a movie. So I went to shot a movie, then I came back, and then when I finished, I was like 23 years old. I started to play on stage, National Theater here, and do movies and TV series. So yeah, I always wanted to be an actor, actually, since I'm like, I don't know, 7 or 8 years old. So yeah, I've been working in that direction for years now. But yeah, but I went to National Theater School, which was like the place where I've learned my craft. And I mean, you got to work if you want to get better. This is the hard part. I mean, you need to get some experience. And now I've just turned 40 years old, and now I feel like I've just started to work now. What I mean? Like if
Yeah.
the first 15 years were just like practicing and learning the craft. But yeah, I've been pretty lucky.
Eric, my final question is a two-part question.
Go
First part
ahead.
is, can you talk about name one of your favorite movies of all time, and what is it about this movie that resonates with you, that you love about it? That's the first part. And the second part of the question is, from your resume, can you pick out after Dusk for a Hitman, can you recommend one of your TV or film projects that you feel is underrated that you would like our listeners to watch?
Oh,
So thank you for your
okay.
time. Yeah, thank you.
For the first part, I know that every time I watch Billy Elliott, I cry because of this kid who wants to become a dancer, and with his family is not from an artistic background. Um, I have a connection with that kid who just want to do that job. So it always moves me. Is
Oh,
it the
that's
best?
so
Is it the
that's
best
movie.
movie that I've watched? No, but I've
Yeah.
always have like a huge reaction when I see it. And when at the end of it, he dances and jumps, and you got a shot of his father and his brother that they look at him. I'm just like, oh my God. I cry every time I saw that.
That's amazing. Yeah.
And second part, yeah, on my IMDb, go watch The Night Logan Woke Up, directed by Xavier Dolan, who's a young, brilliant film director here who won in Cannes Film Festival a couple of years ago, and it's on Netflix. Hans Zimmer did the music, and
Oh, wow.
he scored the music. It's amazing. 5 episodes. It's a theater play that we created like 6 years ago, and then we shot it 2 years ago as a TV series. It's on Netflix in the US, so go watch that TV series. It's amazing.
What made it very quickly, what made it work for you? What made it so special for you as far as that experience?
On that TV series,
Yes. Yeah.
working with Xavier, and I created the theater, the play 5 years ago, and being able to create it on stage and then bring the play on screen for me was an amazing experience because we play the characters, then we stop for 3 years, and then we play them again. So it's like if they were still living in us, and we found like different notes with the characters that we could tackle, and yeah, it was just so much fun. It was a huge project. We shot it for a year. It was like 90 days of shooting. It was amazing.
Eric, thank you so much for your time, and I really love Dusk for a Hitman.
Hey, thank you, man. Thank you so much.